Oh, sorry.
That's me testing to make sure it's coordinating.
Everywhere works. My favorite seat is the floor, where I'm on my knees.
Do I see a Sean Cody t-shirt?
I've submitted a headshot and resume, but I've never heard back. Do what? I should. I don't know the words to it yet, though, so don't.
Can you double check? Can you double check, maybe?
Yeah. People are talking as if they're seeing it.
Okay, so it should be like that.
Yes, it is.
Like a second, and it's like not even like. I'll tell you her to go spinning bird can't get to a lyric. You know what? I can usually learn a song in like 2 days. I'm gonna do Chun-Li in Texas next week. I'm gonna learn it. I'm learning it. Oh, cool. Okay, I can do Laura Croft too. Oh yeah. I used to do paper planes for Laura Croft because it's like shut up. Yes. Do a barrel roll really fast. Yeah. It's hard collecting dollars when you have like. I don't like to do guns.
If you got off the stage, did you do like the handstand to get back up on
Oh,
stage?
bitch! I'll play one.
You're like a good style, swan dive off.
So, Biqtch, is Cammy doing Bison?
This is Cammy when she was brainwashed and like got deep by Bison for them. Yeah, it's up 1.5. It's like her second class. I bet you fired the everything I do now. Or with the shit. 3 with the team. Poisonous. And I'm more of a Mortal Kombat person. Oh god, I suck at Mortal Kombat. They suck so bad. So bad. It's the fighting style. It's like, if I can't press the 6 directional buttons. No, that's too much. I don't like too much. Up, down, left, right, A, stuff out. I know. I like quarter circle fall. You gotta like tilt it with your dash. I don't want to. I can't ever win. I don't like it. I can't ever win. Why would I do that? Still fine. Erika, how's it going? We should. Erika, how's it going to be from that thing?
Oh, I love it. That is, yes.
Damn, your smile is like covered already. Bitch, that is fucking glamour if I've ever seen it. Yeah. Fuck me raw off the chick.
What about Melanie Dodger?
That's what I was trying to see. I was like, are there any children? Yeah, we're sure.
Yeah.
I have a foul mouth. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I cannot help it.
You're a teenager.
I'm like a truck driver.
She can do it. She can do it.
I fucking recognize you. My name is profanity. Yeah, sorry. Apologize. I'm very commercial.
We'll probably be starting in about like a minute or two, just so everyone can get like settled in. Maybe less than that.
So those coming in, run to a seat, bitch. We starting in a minute. Come on now. Make a friend. It's like church. Don't be bashful now.
Exactly.
We got communion in 30 minutes, so hurry up.
And the Chinese food after?
Bitch, down. Just want that shrimp egg roll ready.
That's what's called the Easter combo.
Oh my god. Oh no. You're your best friend? Oh, thank you.
Snap.
Oh, you brought me a pack of dishes with my favorite. My savior. Okay, I'm gonna leave now. I just came here. I know, it's like,
We're all I'm like,
this is the extermination challenge that should have been on.
this is the extermination challenge. You must get the cookies out of a plastic bag.
Bro, could you imagine if they brought something in the RuPaul's Drag Race and Blaze St. Clair had to eat a worm? No, ma'am. I don't know how y'all did that shit. It was fun beating people up in the Thunderdome. That was amazing.
I wish I would have done that one.
She would have slayed. I can get into that one. Yeah.
But you know, I thought they should have done like weight classes on y'all.
At that point, I was the plus size girl left in the competition.
Yeah.
Everyone else at that point was the
But they put you with Abora, and I understand why, but like she's so tiny.
Yeah.
Especially compared to.
Who is this beautiful woman that brought me here?
Yeah.
Yes.
God bless
Thank you so much, girl.
What's her name?
Hi, Kyla.
Thank you, Kyla. Thank you. We're getting orange juice all over the tablecloth.
So I think we're gonna get started, guys. Is everyone starting this filter? Are you guys ready to talk about some fucking
As everyone already know, this is the Gamer Play Queer Culture and Video Games panel. Let's give a preliminary round of applause for our panelists. Before we begin, we'd like to thank our sponsors. You know how much we love them. Jeffree Star Cosmetics, VH1, and WoW Presents Plus. So without further ado, let's begin the panel. Let's start by giving a warm welcome to our moderator, Dylan Zaynard.
Yes!
So my name's Dylan. I play video games online for a living on Twitch, and I make a fool of myself every single day. But it's not about me, it's about these queens up here. And I'm gonna go down the line. I'm gonna ask you guys, I need your name, I need your favorite video game, and a character you would love to cosplay as in the future. Starting with the lovely DEERE. And you can tell a little bit more about yourself as well.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, dear.
So, I also am a streamer on Twitch. I like to play video games, but first, I put myself in drag. And then I play some video games. So it's my two favorite things in the world, and I just combine them.
Yes. And what's your favorite video game?
So, I would say my favorite video game is Resident Evil Outbreak. My favorite character is Alyssa. She's a bitch. She's a bitch in charge. And
then who do you want to cosplay as?
I guess I'll dress up as her.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Business fish.
How about you, Kameron?
So I don't know, favorite video game that's really hard for me. My friends and I play a ton of fucking Resident Evil. Like Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6, like I feel like those we miss a lot of like home console couch multiplayers. That's like the shit for me. God of War. I'm so mad I can't play it right now because I'm on the road. Favorite video game ever was Last of Us. Cosplay, God, I don't know. There's so many good ones I haven't done yet. Maybe Bayonetta? You want the rich bitch, right? Bayonetta, yeah, for sure.
Great one. All right, Biqtch Puddin.
Who here is good with a joystick? I'm Biqtch Puddin. I won Dragula Season 2. My favorite video game of all time, hands down, Hideo Kojima's Metal Gear Solid 1. And if I could cosplay anybody, Biqtch, you took mine, I was going to do Bayonetta. No, I would love to do more again, honestly.
Hi, everybody. My name is Erika Klash. I lost Dragula Season 2. I'm also known as the Rasputin of drag. Favorite video game, I have to say Super Mario All-Stars was my childhood. I am a Nintendo whore all day long. Mario, Pokemon, Zelda. That's my judge. And one dream of mine would be to do Birdo from Super Mario Bros. 2. She really is a subversive character within that Mario world, and she's kind of on the fringes of the kind of extended Mario universe. But I think it'll be a really fun look to pull off someday, and she's just a fucking... I hesitate to say trans, but gender queer icon.
She's down.
Queer icon, yeah. She totally is, so, yeah.
And then my name's 8BitDylan on Twitch, and my favorite video game is either Kingdom Hearts or Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah!
I love that game.
Yeah.
And if I could cosplay anyone, I would probably choose Sora.
Yeah!
I love that series. Oh, we can make it work. So I want to know, first off, what got guys into gaming? Like, what was that game that really just set you off into this like whole spectrum of just gaming and queer, geeky, nerdy culture? And anyone can answer.
I'll say it. So my uncle had a PlayStation 1, and he had a demo of Tekken 2. My life in that moment was changed. You either could choose Lei Wulong or Jun Kazama. And you know I asked him doing cartwheels with that fucking bitch.
Wait. The Jun Kazama and never-ending combo?
Yeah, bitch.
You know
That move,
bitch?
bitch.
You can like 120 moves over and over and over again.
And you're kind of like, what the fuck, girl? Like, this one fucking movie, you're like, no, girl, I'm not this shit. And Nina Williams, when we actually got the games, they played so much my uncle went and bought it. Like, bitch, Nina Williams.
They were so sexual.
Yeah. Oh, Anna just like raped the camera. That was like totally okay for a 10-year-old boy to watch.
For me, video games was a way for me to bond with my siblings growing up. So my sisters are 9 and 12 years older than I am, and so they were obviously a lot better at video games than I was, 4 years old. But it was a way for me to bond with them and for them to teach me, about like practice makes perfect, because I would always lose inevitably because I was 4 years old. But that kind of was ingrained in my head of like, I kind of think of like Super Mario Brothers as like this metaphor of like, you can only go in one direction, don't look back too much, just keep moving forward. I know! And then in terms of like queerness in video games, I listen to a lot of video game soundtracks just on the reg.
Yeah, she's straight up.
Yeah, do you remember it?
She's like, can I plug in your iPod? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like some
Yeah, like literally like 8-bit video game soundtrack. So I had this vision in my head of like me mixing that into drag numbers, and that was like the beginning of my drag, really.
I'm scared.
I would say mine's kind of the opposite, whereas she did it to connect with siblings. I didn't grow up with siblings, so I was an only child, kind of. So I just got lost in video games, and I mean, like, who doesn't always choose the female video game character?
That's one of the things that I always like love to compare notes with people, is like we always gravitate towards the female characters, and like there was a meme recently about like if you chose Peach in Mario Party that you were inevitably gonna be gay.
You're playing Mario Kart, you're choosing a rose gold Peach.
Yeah.
No, I always connect with the girly female characters and horror video games for some reason. It's like really pretty and like really dark and grungy and awful. That's my character, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
What about you, Mom?
when I was a kid, my brother had a Super Nintendo, and my favorite game, we didn't own it, we had to rent it from Blockbuster, like every remember Blockbuster? And when it was rented out, I would cry, but it was Mortal Kombat 2. And I would actually force my brother to be Melina too, so that I could be the gray one. Alternate costume if the other player was that character first.
Come on, palette swap.
You have a really good brother.
I didn't want to be the girl characters, I always wanted to be the girl characters. And I think that that's what's really cool about video games, especially fighting games, is there's this huge roster of characters, and you can choose whichever one you relate with, or that you don't relate with. You can choose any of them.
Wait. Favorite fighting game?
Mortal Kombat.
I love Mortal Kombat, but Project Justice.
Okay. Capcom vs. SNK2. Or Bushido Blade.
Okay, I have to confess, I'm not super into the fighting games, but I am a huge Godzilla nerd. So any and all Godzilla fighting games, I'm into.
Thank you.
I Live and Breathe by Dead or Alive 2.
Who's your main?
The whole, what?
Who's your main?
Kazumi. Like all the whole you could do and stuff. Oh my god, it was heaven.
Jump on her shoulder.
Yes, she jumped across people with her crotch and like slam them down. She did it. It was so good.
My mom suggested that game. She got play the fuck out of seconds, and she like picks it up. She's like, look, there's women in here, they're fighting. And she wonders why I have my ass out wearing a fucking leotard and I'm a fucking drag queen. It makes no sense.
But no, for me in video games, like I grew up in a military family, so I hit that reset button on my life like 3 times at least in 8th grade. And like I would move every 2 some odd years. So like having friends is like really difficult. So I'd go home and fully just fucking hate fucking life. And I just like disappear into these worlds and see these glamorous fucking women kick fucking ass.
Yeah.
So that's like definitely
That's
where
always,
like
that's
yeah.
always something to see.
So, am I the only one that got into like MMOs and stuff like that? Because I loved playing like World of Warcraft and like forging your own identity like in the game.
I was a Guild Wars girl.
Wait.
Yes!
God!
I think we're like 2 sides of a coin.
I feel like they're all the same person, honestly. Just
Hot
for
twist.
5 minutes.
So wait, what was your class in like World of
Oh,
Warcraft?
I think when I first started, I was like a Night Elf Druid. But then I was like Horde all the way. So I had to like dump the Night Elves and go for the evil, or not even evil. Horde, exactly.
What was your mom? What was Guild Wars? What was your class?
Oh, it was always like Necromancer. Always. Necromancer.
Blood Magic?
Necromancer monk. Always.
Okay, I was going Necromancer as well.
I like being a tank too.
Yeah.
Really? No, but what I did care for was making a character at the beginning. I would just
forever.
for 5 hours, just tweaking every little thing, and then when it would throw you into the game, I would start a new character.
I was that way on The Sims too. Like, I don't want to play the game, I just want to build the house.
Yeah.
Who cares about the game? I want to build the house.
Yes.
Did you guys feel that way starting your drag character? Because for me, like, I have to, like, it's like an RPG, you only get one name. You're stuck, like, full fucking, like, you play Final Fantasy X, you got, like, that random ass, like, Jed. Like, why the fuck did I name that character?
The character name screen for like 10 minutes, like, I have to choose a good name. What if I fuck it up?
Right.
And then you really kind of decide, so you pick one of the pre-written down ones. Like in Pokemon, they have like, you know.
Red, Gary.
Gary.
Tom.
The other guy gets it, like,
So when it comes to video game vixens, so like there's these, you guys are talking about these really powerful women in gaming. What about those powerful women in gaming helped forge your drag identity? And how does it continue to inspire your drag today? Anyone?
I mean, it's just the confidence. Like, these women in these video games, they're fearless. And if you are being a fake woman, why not be that woman?
But also, I feel aesthetically, like, I think drag queens are attracted to femininity, but they're attracted to like an exaggerated, really powerful femininity, and that's what you think of when you think of a video game vixen. Somebody, I mean, they look very draggy, obviously, but the way that they carry themselves is just with such diva-ness, and like, I feel like even nowadays for women, it's hard to be that. So it's like, it's very hard to find images of that, even in movies and TV, like. So it's sort of a fantasy world that in some way can help you kind of realize like what you want out of your gender expression in a way.
And like on top of all of this, like that's one of the things that I think a lot of people really gravitate towards, especially as queer people in video games, is like that feminine role. Because it is like, obviously, gaming can be a very masculine-dominated market, and so whenever we do see these powerful females in gaming, it just becomes like a beacon of hope.
Yeah.
Sorts. So I know we talked about a lot of the fighting games, but what other genres of video games would you guys like to see more queer identity or some sort of like femininity injected into?
It's not talked about, but Final Fantasy is gay, non-binary. They redefine masculine with like hard femme. Like even Final Fantasy 9, who's that main dude? The main Kefka? No, Kefka's daddy. Oh my god. That's a big cool aura, honestly. No, but like Jesus, man, like playing those games, it just opened my world to like, you know, it was always like WWE, that's like the hyper version of masculinity, but like that opened to me that like Seymour in Final Fantasy X, I was like, I'm scared of him and he's feminine as fuck. Like he has pigtails down to his asshole. And yet he's so skinny, but damn, he's like toned as fuck. Like there's so many questions I have. And I'm sad that porn couldn't answer this.
That was the honest moment. Let's get that YouTube channel popping, okay? I forgot what the question was. Where do babies come from?
So when it comes to how much gaming has changed since a lot of us were younger, how do you see for younger LGBT people that are out there that maybe do identify with a lot of these female characters and want to get into drag, how do they properly go about making drag their own, but also taking inspiration from these video game characters that they look up to?
I would say don't limit yourself to just doing cosplay, or even just doing cosplay of a human character.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that I love clearly is taking an inhuman character, an inhuman shape, and imposing that onto my body in some way. So interpreting something that's not a human shape onto a human shape is really exciting. And also just generally just taking inspiration. Like one of the reasons why I love like a lot of your recent looks is because they evoke something totally original, but they evoke also.
They pay homage.
They pay homage, but it's still something you make your own. So I think that's the next level. Is like cosplay is great, but like you can't do cosplay on TV or you can't do cosplay in certain venues, and sometimes it's just good to help that cultivate a larger sense of what your drag is.
Definitely.
I think you can see like with a lot of my looks too. It's like the very
absolutely
evil queen vibe.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily based off an exact character.
Yeah.
I know that my feather runway from episode 3.
That was a necromancer fucking good worth bitch.
That saved my ass that week for sure. That was actually inspired by our Frederick Lee gown, but a lot of people got Final Fantasy vibes from it. So I was like, yeah, let's go with that, sure. So a lot of it is kind of loosely inspired by video games. And I like that because you're not exactly cosplaying, but you're inspired to create new things.
Yes, yeah, you can create something new. You can mash things up too.
Yeah.
It's just like also like encapsulating that feeling you get when you like come across the character. Like my Wasteland Weekend look where I was like an Albed looking bitch with a fucking wielding smoke in the middle of like a fucking crazy tower. Like I just was like trying to be that fucking badass cunt bitch I used to play games with, and I was like, when you like came across there, you were like, oh shit, I had 1 potion. The last time I stayed was over 2 hours ago.
That struggle is so real.
Right.
I think it is really satisfying to like admire a character and step into their pumps.
Oh damn.
Like that is the most exciting thing to me.
Yeah. Because when I was 12, I was jumping down the stream fucking playing Candy. I was like, yes, bitch, Candy! I didn't know what the fuck the bitch was saying. But I was like, oh my god, like especially Capcom vs. SNK 2, like that to me is like the epitome of fighting games, because it's like both SNK characters, Capcom characters, the soundtrack's fucking hype as shit, the announcer's sitting there like cheering you on. As a 12-year-old boy, that's like got my dick rock hard. But like I got to pick like a roster full of fucking women and kick my brother's ass. We'd pick like the beefiest, dopiest fucking dudes. Of course I did. And I'm like, I got this.
So what would you say, what kind of video games would you say not made you gay, but kind of...
Zelda is, Zelda, because Link is such trade, like that is... Link is totally, I mean, bitch knows.
Her man looks like Link, or it's a little longer hair on her. She's just straight on Link. No, but that.
But yeah,
Tweet realness.
What about you, Mom? What made you gay?
I'm gonna have to say the Tekken games. Tekken was my fighting game when I was little. Tekken 2, like you said.
I like Pain Girl.
All the boys.
We're from Zelda, we like Pain.
Yeah.
All the boys in Tekken were hot. All the girls were hot. They always had an alternate costume that was some leather daddy shit.
Oh.
Yes, I see it. And then Chris Redfield in I think Resident Evil 5 or 6. That's his leather daddy outfit. Yeah. I'm there for it. Yeah, that should make me gay. Chris Redfield in leather gear? Yeah. Right. Stop.
It just awakens and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm gay.
I feel like when you're playing all these fighting games, that's all I ever played until I discovered Resident Evil with But like, when you're playing these video games and there's all these beautiful women and they look like drag queens, like their hair is 10 feet high and their hips and ass and boobs everywhere. When you just want to play as that every single time, like there's no, like I've never the boy characters.
Oh yeah, never.
I feel like it just makes sense when you're gay, when you just want to be all these beautiful, perfect women.
Or Solid Snake.
Oh, girl.
That is your gushing noise?
Yeah. Bloosh. No, damn, Metal Gear, fuck. The voice acting. They could read the phone book, bitch, and I'd be able to go. Don't come in, Mom. Don't you dare come in, Mom. Give me 5 minutes, I'll be down for dinner.
Does anybody have a roll of bounties from a Biqtch Puddin?
Clean up. Anyone have a mom? No, but like what honestly made me gay with video games, I would say, is, I mean, the men and like it's these glamorous objects, right? You have like the most perfect version of a man or a woman or something in between, or it's the most perfect like kawaii ass animal. You're like, oh my god, you're orange and you have feathers on you and you breathe fire. I want you to be your best friend. But for me, what made me, I guess, being in these worlds and seeing these people be unapologetically themselves made it feel more comfortable with me in the long run, figuring out my own identity. Because going through that bullying and moving constantly, it was always like, you're a faggot. Like, I didn't even know what gay was, let alone like what that even meant. And I was getting labeled at a very young age. And that, to a young person, is very detrimental. And it's scary, and you of course fight it, you're like, no, I'm not a faggot. Fuck that, no, I'm gonna do everything in my ability I can. And then, sublimating playing these games, I just saw these iconic characters, regardless from a video game, from an RPG, just be themselves. And even, they didn't even talk about their like gender, like either gender identity sometimes, or even like your sexual preference. It was just like, this is who they are, and you just took it for that. So I hope one day we could get to that point. Until then, we kind of be like the faces of that.
For me, like, I was picked on relentlessly as a child too. Same thing, same words. And I think finding confidence in characters in video games really helped you find confidence that we didn't have when we were little, because we got picked on and bullied and we had no strength and no voice. And I think finding strong video game characters to look up to and be inspired by was kind of helped us through our childhood. For me. Yeah. Charge.
It also helped me find like other gay people, because I feel like a lot of gay people like flock to geek circles in their communities, and so it really helped me not only just like figure out who I was, but learn who I was through other people that I was meeting and gaming with and playing with online, and that helped out tremendously.
Hell yeah, because like I wouldn't sneak out to smoke weed or drink in high school. I was on captain of the debate team, and I would sneak out to play Street Fighter with my friends. Like, I remember when Ultimate Street Fighter 4 came out, and someone, like, pirated it, and we had it, like, a day early, and we all went to my friend's house, and I, like, totally snuck out to fucking spend all the night playing there. It's not back in the morning for doing that. But, like, I remember being around this circle of friends, and they didn't care that I was, like, obviously feminine. They just, like, treated me as a person. And that was, like, honestly, until, like, I started doing drag, that was, like, the first kind of way I was able to be friends with guys. Up until that point, girls are just easier, they're pretty, I just say I like their hair and they want to be my friend. And they're soft and cuddly and they're really sweet, but like, you know, boys would just, like, they make best friends when they're in the 5th grade, and they're good Judy for their whole fucking life.
Yeah, I feel like your average nerd who maybe isn't necessarily queer knows what it's like to feel excluded, or knows what it's maybe like to not feel like they have the social, like, capabilities to like go out and make friends. So sometimes, you know, I think of like people playing online with people. Like that to me is a way for them to connect with like-minded people who share an interest, and it's a way for them to kind of, you know, get out of their shell a little bit. And I think that's like the intersection between like queerness and like nerdiness that I've always been really happy with, like exploring. I've done a lot of nerdy events like back home in New York. FlameCon is a queer like Comic-Con that I've been to. So I think like those understanding like that the struggles are not that different.
Yeah.
or that there's overlap between struggles is really awesome.
Yeah, and this also doesn't just like go for gaming. This is like if you're into comic books, or you're like nerdy when it comes to television shows or movies or sci-fi. Like that's the beauty about the queer community, is that we find all these things that relate to one another, but we also find a way to like, you know, have our unique individual moments with who we are, and it helps us grow as people through the things that we love to enjoy, which is video games and other geeky shit.
Yeah. I think superheroes and He-Man made us all gay. Of course, with the harnesses and leather and thongs, bitch, is all we fucking saw on the like animated show growing up. You know, the Thundercats. Yeah. So like animalistic shit. Fucking furries up in here. The furries, yeah. What's up, little furries? No, so like I'm excited. I'm just so. I mean, at one point in time, I used to work for Cartoon Network, and I managed their YouTube channel for the kids. I had that random lottery ticket where a person posted on Facebook like, "Hey, you into apps?" And I knew what he did, so I like wrote a really awesome, "Good mythical morning, bitch. I love your shit." Anyway, I got the job in the long run, but what I'm really excited for is that like shows like Steven Universe. Because when I was growing up, the only queer figure other than it was Will and Grace, I mean, I'm glad there was content, was like him and the Powerpuff Girls growing up.
Yeah. She's a queen.
Yes, honey. Like seriously, it was always like a flaming queen that was like really like, and it was always a villain. So, you know, I mean, I'm glad we have those iconic characters.
Kind of like Disasterina and a K-hole.
Disasterina at a good old country buffet. But no, I'm like really excited to see where this next generation is going to go with things like Steven Universe, seeing, you know, queer people on television on a variety of spectrums, not just this being like the sassy gay best friend, but being that punk rock awesome lesbian, or that good Judy non-binary person. You know, like there's so much people being represented right now, and I think it's such a good
programming too, like all ages programming, like that is really cool. I don't think we could ever really dream of that in our generation.
Right, like I didn't think like shows like Dragula or like RuPaul's Drag Race would be a fucking thing when I was a kid. So like, you know, having like I'm like, if a 12-year-old Steven saw that shit, he'd be like, fuck yes, that's what I want to be when I grow up. But all I had was Joan Rivers on TV, and I was like, fuck yes, that's what I want to be. So yeah, I just think it's like fucking cool. I'm excited to see what's gonna come, for sure. Yeah. And it's just like, you know, those shows now, it's not like, this person's gay, and it's like in your face.
Yeah, exactly.
It's more like how the Final Fantasy franchise I mentioned earlier just kind of, this is who they are.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this is Steven.
Yeah. And that's actually interesting that you brought up Final Fantasy, because I remember in Final Fantasy VII, there was like an entire scene that was like in a gay club, and I think there was something along those lines.
It was the Shine Toy
Yeah,
Dance
Cloud was a
video.
drag, that's right. And it went right over my head. Because I had never been around like LGBT people, and it's like I come from Nebraska, so it's like you know, you don't see a lot of LGBT people walking around like out in the open. So things like that, like you said, now seeing them on television is just remarkable and awesome, because now I can mention being gay to like someone that's younger and they get it. Like it's not something that I have to like explain in a long dialogue, and it's something that's been ingrained inside their brain to like not really understand or comprehend. It's becoming much easier to have that conversation, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Fighting game panel with these two. But when we're talking about representation, like SNK fighting games,
Down.
I loved those as a kid because I felt like I could relate to these people. Like there's the really butch boys, there's the sort of feminine boys like Benny Maru, who is like wearing a crop top.
Oh, but she does his hair with lightning. The round stars, and he has long, good Judy hair, and he just snaps it up, and it's like all of a sudden like skyrocket like Paul in a fucking Tekken. It's fierce.
And then we have like King.
Right.
We have King, who's wearing like, it's a woman, but she's wearing like this menswear outfit.
Yeah, she's
like,
my favorite.
I love her. We have all these fighting game characters that just aren't normal people. people.
And what's
I mean,
remarkable.
they're normal, but I can relate to them, which is amazing because I look at other games and what do I have?
Yeah, and it's actually really remarkable because I know that the new Mortal Kombat game that came out a while back had like an openly out LGBT character, and it was part of the story of the game, which was really, really awesome to see NetherRealm Studios do something like that, especially in a very masculine-dominated market like fighting games, and like as an esport type game, which is really, really awesome. But now I want to get into like geeking the hell out. Like we haven't been doing that already. But I want you guys to talk about what are you currently playing and what are you excited for to come out if there's any games on the horizon that you're really excited for.
Speaking of Horizon. I started playing Horizon Zero Dawn. And I haven't been home enough to play it, I'm so sad. And then I went home for 2 days after London, and my roommate's playing God of War.
God of War.
And you were like unpacking and repacking.
Right.
And you were like unpacking and repacking. And, like,
I'm unpacking and repacking, watching him play God of War. I'm like, I'm so jealous.
But he's like, damn, that bitch just came back from London, so fuck her.
True.
What are you playing?
I don't know what else is coming out.
Right?
I'm really excited for the next Pokemon game that's supposed to be coming out.
I picked up a Switch.
Yeah, did you?
I did.
And I'm also right now like replaying through Breath of the Wild. Just I literally finished it and I just started it right back from the beginning because it's that good. Yeah, I'm really excited for. The Crash Bandicoot trilogy is also coming to the Switch. So I think that's the first time the Crash Bandicoot franchise is coming to a Nintendo platform. And I'm really excited because I never owned a PlayStation or anything. So I'm excited for that.
Crash Bandicoot was so good.
The what?
Crash Bandicoot was so good.
So good! I mean, that was like, it was a platform, but it was 3D, but it was still two-dimensional gameplay in a 3D. Like, that had never been done before.
Yeah. It was PlayStation's Mario when they fucked it up.
Yeah!
They're like, no, there's Spyro too. And they're like, Tomb Raider. And you're like, no, Sweet Tooth.
Like, which one is it?
Which one is it?
I mean, Sega was lucky in that they only had one really, really phenomenal IP.
Virtual Fighter.
Sorry.
New games make me scared. Because who remembers Mass Effect and Andromeda?
We don't talk about that.
When shit starts, because like, I'm a huge bitch on YouTube. I don't like pop that video on and watch all that tea that comes out like, ooh, this is a review. I ignored all that and still bought the collector's edition and went all in. And then 40 minutes in, I was like, oh, fucking Jesus Christ. So then I had PTSD with new games. But I am really, I'm really, really loving Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm really loving that. I'm hoping to go to EVO this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice.
I should, yeah. Mm-hmm. Just walk around in a thong, see if I can get trained.
Wait, isn't Last of Us 2 coming out?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I'm there for that one then.
Right.
And then Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out tomorrow. No, but they like been teasing us since what, 2013? You're over here like, no, bitch, I'm not listening to shit, so I see it. And they had the ignorant reasons to like do Final Fantasy VII remake, and you're over here like, yeah, Mary, in 20 fucking years. That's me. Like, I'm excited for new IPs. Like I want something new to come down the pipeline that's like not a rehash and a reboot. Although I'm living for the reboots, like Crash Bandicoot, that looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, some of it is good, but I think certain things like, I think they beat the dead horse with New Super Mario Brothers. It was a little too much of the same thing. So I love like to see stuff come back from the past, but I also feel like they need to just change it up.
Like the new Tomb Raider drop. That was fucking crazy.
Yeah, God, it's so good. I mean, they changed the style, but it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love the commentary on that because the writer is like a woman who wrote the remake of the first one, and now it's like a fucking movie. You know what I mean? It's all about taking that like video game vixen mentality and still making her a vixen, but she doesn't have to be like.
She's not oversexualized.
No. But she's a tough badass bitch. She makes Indiana Jones like a little girl.
It's cinematic too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
it's so
you're
good.
really entering that world.
Running down a rabbit hole of chaos, like sign me up.
What I'm looking forward to is Bayonetta 3.
Yeah.
Also Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
All on the Switch, right?
It better be.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah. I know, I've been playing through God of War, and it's, you guys have not played God of War. This new one is so good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kameron, but it's
The
so good.
daddy and son play alone, like that whole fantasy. That's the huge.
And the way that it tackles father issues is so well done, like in the game. I'm not going to give you spoilers.
Like Call Me By Your Name? Like that? I'm sorry, that conversation with that father did not happen in the 80s, but I'm glad it was presented that way. I'm really actually excited for the Del Toro Hideo Kojima team. Because, I'm sorry, Konami, you can suck my fucking dick. You have fucked up everything. You shitted on Castlevania. You shitted on Hideo Kojima, like the fucking grandfather of like action shit. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, his storytelling is like, HBO, sign that fucking dude a contract with, seriously. But like, you know, I'm excited for Hideo to be separated from Konami and like make his own shit. I'm very excited for that. More Rodriguez, yeah.
There's a game coming out called Vampire that I'm really excited for.
I'll agree for that.
Yeah,
It looks
like,
good.
It looks really good. And I love it. It's like a techno vampire RPG, but it's also steampunky. Looks amazing. Cannot wait for that.
Mm-hmm. Like season 3.
So, if anyone has any questions,
let's do questions.
Into a Q&A session. Should we just have them, I don't know. Yeah, should we just have them come up here, or?
Pass it around.
Pass it
Have them
around?
come into the center aisle.
Okay, yeah. You guys
Why not?
Compromise.
I told you communion was gonna happen, right?
Any and all questions?
We should make them go all the way back into a runway the whole time, right?
Come on, come on. We've got about 10 minutes to kill, so
All right, 10
box
minutes.
is totally off. Here, you take that. I'm gonna go turn it on.
I can speak loud.
Testing? Oh, yeah.
She's on.
All right. If you could drop your drag character into any game, what would
Oh,
that be?
killer question.
That's a sickening question. Thank you, Mimi Sherry. So Mimi Sherry has a sickening podcast, by the way, that I've been on, and she's starting her Twitch moment also.
Yes, girl. Alright, throw a game, bitch.
For me?
Yeah.
I need to make to think about this one.
What game?
I'm just gonna say Guild Wars. The character creation and just the armor sets and everything. It's like, put me in Guild Wars and let me fuck shit up.
I say Hunter the Reckoning. Does anyone know that game?
Yeah.
It's a survival horror, like PlayStation 2, like beat up. I would be the bitch with like a pistol and crowbar.
Okay, I would like to be put into a Castlevania game.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Castlevania nerd, specifically like the old school hack and slash Castlevania. But especially games like Rondo of Blood, they have this really like anime art style to them. So I would love to see like my aesthetic translated into that. And that's one of my favorite things about Castlevania specifically is that it's a lot of Western horror tropes. Like, and I grew up with a lot of like the Universal Studios like horror, movies and all that kind of stuff. So I love that kind of intersection of like that Western horror tropes through like a Japanese art style.
Yeah.
So that would be mine for sure. Like I guess you would say like Super Castlevania 5. If there was one. You know how they did like Sonic the Hedgehog 4?
Yeah.
Similar idea.
The Dracula Resurrection.
Well, yeah. We'll see.
How about you, dear?
I feel like I'd like to be in a Resident Evil game, but only if I could have infinite restarts.
She's smart though, that's smart.
I'm not going to sign up without the infinite restarts, because I feel like I will go a long time without saving, and I'll be like feeling really good about myself.
So confident.
And then it'll be that one tentacle that like you never thought about.
Damn it.
And I feel like also, I mainly, when I stream on Twitch, I play scary games, but I don't scare that easily. So I would like to see if I would be scared if it was actually happening. Because I sort of like, all the shit's happening, all the jump scares are happening. I'm just like...
You're just like deadpan.
Hi, I'm Chase. I actually host a show for Wild Presents Plus called Gamer Guys, which we have the
because you're my people.
Do you take girls?
Say that again.
Do you take girls? Maybe.
My question is this: we brought up the Mass Effect Andromeda, which is the negative aspect of it, but my favorite series is the Mass Effect series.
Same.
And it's well written. I love the side characters like Morton Solus and Legion, and I'm curious, who are your favorite side characters that are not the lead characters of their own video game?
I know.
That's T. I see why you watch the show now.
I would say my favorite side character would be Maya in Phoenix Wright, because she's just always there. She's always rooting you on. She's super cute. She just talks about hamburgers. Like if you're ever like feeling anxious about like I don't know what to do, she's just there to support you. And I feel like that's always really good in video games and in life too. Just to have someone there to support you.
Yeah. I would say Andrew Ryan in Bioshock.
Oh.
Like, he added so much to the story of that game, and oof. Oh.
I personally love Rosalina from Mario. Because I feel like she is a really big breath of fresh air compared to Peach and Daisy. She really was, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of lore behind Mario Galaxy, which is a whole other discussion, but I feel like that plus her quiet confidence and just her mystery around her, I just find her really, really alluring and beautiful.
I'm not going to answer because I know we have 5 minutes. I don't have a good answer anyway, so you go ahead.
Go ahead, ask your question.
Hi everybody, my name's Nick. Apologize in advance, my question's kind of real. So I don't have a lot of gamer friends actually. I have a lot of friends who actually kind of judge me for my gaming. And they say that it's an avoidance tactic. I mean, we all love video games in this room, but I think it's safe to say that a large portion of society tends to have a negative connotation of gamers, that we avoid responsibility, that we're lazy, yada yada. And I was just curious if any of you had advice on dealing with people who perhaps have a negative stereotype against you as gamers.
Get new friends.
PlayStation. My gamer tag is Biqtch Puddin. Buqtch Puddin.
That's the only reason I came.
We got You like pizza? We can make this work. This shirt though is fixing.
Thank you. My name is Corey, and first I need to thank Kameron because my boyfriend is totally wet for your funny stuff.
Hey yo, sis, what's up? God bless you, man.
So I will be.
Oh my god, that's too real.
Taking advantage of that.
Thank you.
But my question is also kind of real. So being that the game community has been male-dominated for so long and therefore hetero-dominated, do you get any pushback for being queer or, you know, a drag queen from the gaming community, like not the cool aspect of it?
At one point when I was like doing Gears of War like really hard, and I was trying to go MLG with that in like high school, like I would try to drop my voice so I wouldn't sound more feminine and shit, you know. I'd say now I don't experience it as much, but definitely there was like period of time where like, you know, it's like online gaming was like a new fucking thing, like Halo 2, and the word faggot is just like thrown around left and right. So I think now it's like the time has changed a little bit. It's better, but I'm not, you know, that's like definitely, I just think it's more of lighting a fire under your ass, being like, okay, I gotta be the better person and carry it forward, so it's better for the people that come after you.
I think you also have to remember that a lot of the time those words that are coming from people, those are like from like 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
And like 13-year-olds. It's like, honestly, who fuck cares?
Right.
Does the teenagers mean really matter? No.
And half the time the people that call you that are them.
Yeah. And they just haven't figured it out yet because they're children. You know what I mean? Like, so.
I don't feel like
It's funny, how could
Such
you
an
walk
idiot.
like that?
Have a queen.
I don't feel like Twitch streaming and doing YouTube and stuff, there has been a little bit of pushback when I first started getting into it, because I've been doing it for about 4.5 years now, like 4 years. And
that's awesome.
Like, it's been great. It's been like a hobby. But it definitely has its hurdles, but it's gotten so much better. And what a lot of people don't realize is some of your favorite games, there are LGBT people who have not only helped make that game, but are like the higher ups of those companies.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just because of the culture around gaming, that's why it's become so toxic. Because there's gay people throughout all of the gaming industry that are out there. And so it's just kind of changing the culture and trying to have our identity be out there more, so that way it is the conversation piece as opposed to how can we just belittle this audience.
Yes.
I think that Twitch is really amazing too, because when I started, I was just like, I'm just going to be a drag queen on there, and I don't know if anyone will like it or hate it or what. But there are different categories that you can go through and find different LGBT plus people, and that's how I met Dylan, and that's how I met lots of different people. It's just cool because there's a community out there. You just have to sort of look for it and find it.
Yeah.
Woo! Good friend.
So Mass Effect 2 changed my life. You know, the choices you make affect the world, the drama, getting fucked by a reptile. And with Andromeda, the future of that world is just in question, and I was just so pissed off. So I just want to ask, are there any company decisions or movements that you didn't agree with, or that just like totally blew your mind? Like, why would they do that? And why, like, just inquire about that.
Silent Hill's being canceled.
Konami taking a barrel shotgun as a company.
I felt personally attacked when it was canceled.
They fired Hideo Kojima. They like have like the coin machine shit. Like, they released like a new Metal Gear Solid 3 reboot trailer, and everyone's like losing their fucking shit. It's just a fucking coin game. They trolled their
Konami fucked it up. I feel like one of the banes of my existence is the fact that Microsoft bought Rare.
Yeah.
Because now I can't, you have to have like an Xbox or whatever to play Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. Two of my personal favorite games and like games of my childhood, but yeah.
Don't forget Conquer.
Oh yeah, Conquer, yeah.
We'll probably have time for only one more question, just because we are running low on time. But I'm assuming some of us will be able to be outside and talk and geek out about games and share screen names and all that kind of stuff.
Hi, this is another very real one. What are some indie titles you think deserve more love?
Ooh, there's so many good indie games.
Shantae.
There's a, oh god, there's so many.
I was trying to think of the name of one.
Undertale's great. That's like, I think it's already got like
a cold hit.
Oh god.
What's the first-person horror one where you don't have any weapons and you have to run and hide? Outlast! Oh my god, I love Outlast so much. Me and my friends play that. When I get stoned. And play that game. And scare the shit out of ourselves. It is so much fun. You panic, you have no weapons, you have to hide under a bed, and they creep by you, and you have to like... That game is so much fun. That needs way more recognition than that.
I'm blanking on what the name is, but it's the sequel to Limbo.
Oh.
Yes! I thought that was sickening and really engaging.
Weird ending.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like an indie hidden thing that needs more love, but I think Five Nights at Freddy's would be.
Yeah.
I think that is, I don't know why a director hasn't picked that up and made it a fucking full-on movie franchise, but they're missing out on the ball there. Like, it's, I think all this, right, I think it's just such a cool industry that it's like blossoming and really spawning careers off of somebody who made like Christian games before. And someone like, oh, that's scary, I don't like that game. And I'm like, an iPhone review. And the guy was like, okay, if you think that's fucking scary, bitch, here's Five Nights at Freddy's. Now he like, has all these coins, you know? So I think it's like kind of cool.
Okay, so we're gonna have to wrap up, but I'm gonna go through and I want you guys to talk about where we can find you, social media, as well as maybe any upcoming performances you guys might have. My name's 8BitDylan on Twitch. I live stream every single day, wide variety of games, and I make a fool of myself. I'm 8BitDylan on Twitter, all spelled out, and check me out.
Yeah, Dylan.
And thank you for organizing this.
Yeah, thank you, Dylan.
Twitch.tv/DEERE, and you can watch me do my drags and play some games probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every once in a while in the week.
And now I'm like, I'm never at home, but if you watch my Insta stories, I am at home, my Insta story when I'm playing video games. And Karen Michaels on all social media. Thank you guys. Thank you for having me here.
So I was gonna launch a Twitch channel like as soon as like airing stopped, and I was like robbed and all my camera equipment was stolen.
Right after you went to,
I got crowned, bitch, girl.
somebody must have cursed your ass.
T. Anyway, regardless, I'm coming out with a Twitch channel as well very soon on Biqtch Puddin, of course. And you can follow me at Biqtch Puddin at Gmail.
I thought you were going to start giving out your Venmo.
Girl, the hustle of mail. And then tonight you can catch both of us at DragCon. I gotta do a little quick change, but I want to do a little something on my Instagram story. Can I get everyone to say gay for play on 3? Yeah! 1, 2, 3. Gay for play! Thank you.
So yeah, I'll be at DragCon World tonight. Erika Klash, Erika with a K, Klash with a K. And in San Francisco, I've been producing my own show at the Stud, which is legendary, as you guys know. And the show is called So Gore, and it's really meant to be a queer, nerdy, punk drag show. And this girl over here is one of my core cast members, Rock from Sakura. So, I'm trying to cultivate nerdy, punk, queer shit in the Bay Area. Especially because that whole area is being very sanitized right now. Yeah, and I'll most likely be at FlameCon in New York City this year as well.
Thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you guys.
And I don't know, exchange favorite track and shit makes sense. That's what we're doing. Thanks, friends, while you're here.
Thank you, ladies. Good job, guys. Good panel. That was amazing.
Want to say hello to your chat?
Thanks, guys, for watching.